In this section, we will learn how to understand the sick leave policy. Some misunderstand sick leave and believe it is a right to which an employee may demand. This is a misconception. Sick leave is a privilege and should be used sparingly. 3.6924 hours of sick leave are accrued each pay period. Employees must get pre-approved from their supervisor to use the sick leave. The supervisor has the authority to deny or grant the use of your sick leave. Although you may be granted sick leave time, if you develop trends or potentially abuse your sick leave privilege, disciplinary action may be administered if your supervisor feels there is potential abuse of the sick time. Before sick leave can be used, you must exhaust any compensatory time accrued. The use of sick leave can be used for your personal illness, injury, disability, medical and dental appointments, etc. Sick leave may also be used to care for an immediate family member for a sickness or medical and dental appointments. When using sick time for non-FMLA purposes, the use of sick leave is limited to 80 hours in a rolling calendar year. For purposes of using sick to care for family, immediate family is defined as a spouse, guardian, children, parents, in-laws, half and step combinations, and adopted relationships. Sick leave may also be used for a death in your immediate family, not to exceed 3 days for any one occurrence. For bereavement pay, immediate family is broader than the use of sick leave to care for an ill family member. Contrary to the general use of sick leave, bereavement pay may also cover grandparents and grandchildren. You are required to notify your supervisor if you need sick leave before the leave is taken or no later than 15 minutes after the start of the shift. Calling a coworker is not an acceptable way to notify your employer that you will be absent. Due to the nature of the needs for each department, you must check with your department head for any departmental standard operational guidelines related to calling in. Failure to properly call in may result in disciplinary action. Failure to call in for 1 day is considered a resignation. The department head has full discretion to require a doctor's note on any individual. Any absences of more than 5 working days for a personal illness will require you to provide a doctor's note, and the note must clearly state that you are released to return to full, unrestricted duty. Disciplinary actions may be administered for an absence without approved leave, improper use of leave privileges, habitual pattern of failure to report for duty, absences from work after authorized leave credits have been exhausted, and disciplinary action can be administered for the abuse or trends of absences, whether the use of the time is granted or denied. You may receive any of the following for violation of this policy: a documented counseling session, a written warning, a final written warning, termination, be placed on a doctor's note requirement, or a combination of any of these items. There are a number of reasons you should use your sick time sparingly. 1, for every 20 days of unused sick leave you have, you earn an additional month towards retirement. If you leave Iredell County and go to another government agency, you may transfer your sick time with you. If you leave us and are reinstated within 1 year, we will give you credit for the sick time that you had at the time you left. Other reasons to use your sick time sparingly is because each position in the county is important and your team depends on you. If you abuse your sick time, employees may not be willing to share any of their sick time they have if you get into a time of need. Also, sick records are reviewed when determining if shared leave or leave without pay should be granted. In addition, management reviews attendance when it comes to promotions. Utilizing your sick time sparingly will prevent disciplinary actions from being on your work record. Last but not least, attendance is a category that is rated on performance evaluations. If you abuse your sick time, your score will be lowered. A lower score could result in no merit increase. This concludes the review of sick leave as outlined in the Iredell County Personnel Ordinance. This presentation is not all-inclusive, and you may review additional details to the policy by going to Employee Self-Serve and locating the Iredell County Personnel Ordinance.